Do any of you guys out there do this thing where you worry about something constantly, thinking that worrying about it will subconsciously keep it from affecting your life? It could be an asshole boss or coworker at work. It can be an asshole classmate at your school or college. It could be a test you're going to take or something like that. Just something that is, stressful. And even though it has come to pass and it's not affecting your life anymore, you still worry about it with that notion that if you stop even for a second, that it'll come back and bite you in the ass. Since moving here, I've become a lot happier. I've become a lot healthier. You can probably tell just from looking at me, even though I've got one tiny little mood light on here and I look like I've been smudged with spray tanner because of the light. But anyway, I've become a lot healthier. I've become a lot happier, but there's still a lot of shit I gotta let go of that happened to me in Vegas. I lost a huge majority of people I thought I could trust. I got stabbed in the back and stabbed in the face simultaneously, figuratively, not literally. I wasn't literally stabbed in the face. But people were assholes to my face and still did shit behind my back. Simultaneously. I didn't even think people could do that. And it's an immense amount of shit to let go of. Especially considering that a lot of it was taking advantage of stuff that was very personal to me. And the person who did that can fuck themselves forever. The pathological liar that they are. The complete and totally emotionally callous sociopath that they are. Is the only way I can explain this particular fucker's behavior. They can fuck themselves hard for doing that to my family, doing that to me, nearly giving my grandmother a fucking heart attack from stressing our family out. They can fucking rot in hell for all I give a shit. But I just can't stop over-stressing myself about all this shit that's come to pass, even though it's come to pass, and I don't know what to do. It's therapeutic for me, in a way, to get it out of my system by talking about it and putting it into a journal sometimes if I just write, or putting it in video like this, but it's just fucking kicking my ass, and it's irritating, and it's fucking annoying, and I know I can't be alone on this. I know it's not just something that, only I do. I know it's not a problem that's exclusive, just to me. It's not one of them things. But it's a fucking bitch to deal with. I mean, I'm talking about like 8 years worth of stuff that all culminated into probably the worst 3 to 5 months of my life. Ever. I'm talking about people taking advantage of my strengths and exploiting my weaknesses. I'm talking about people that said they were my best friends and then turning around and completely backstabbing me. I'm talking about people that got pissed off for me seeing who they really were after I lied for them and gave them my fucking trust. People that were so negligent in that respect when I gave them my trust as a friend, so negligent as a friend that when I'm going through a suicidally fucked up depression where I'm trying to compensate it with chemicals and alcohol, they don't even give a fuck. They just go joke about it to their goddamn friends and then get mad that it got back to me. That I get mad when they say that I bailed on my ex-fiancé and my daughter 6 months into my ex-fiancé's pregnancy. And no, my allergies still haven't gone the fuck away. What the hell? You'd figure by being saturated in fucking pollen 24/7, I'd grow an immunity to it. I haven't. But anyway, when something like that gets back to me, I'm going to be pissed. In fact, I've been fucking infuriated that this fucking cunt of a human being not only has the balls to go run their goddamn mouth about a situation they were around for, they know the facts behind. But not only that, took my side on. You're an ass. If you ever see this, you are an ass. You are a sick, disgusting piece of shit. And you're only fucking upset in reality with anyone is that they find out eventually what you are and who you are as a person. You're a backstabber. You're a fucking liar. You are the reason that your first best friend committed suicide because you were not there for their depression. And I fucking lied my ass off to myself saying that wasn't the reason, saying that no, they just had problems beyond your comprehension, saying that I didn't see a problem with their family burying them and having a funeral and all that other stuff and not even telling you that your best friend was dead. And then when it happened the second time, I forced myself to not have a problem with the fact that I saw you drag this person out to every bar in the goddamn city, practically, to go on your binge drinking things when you damn know they had depression. You damn know they were going through a lot of fucked up shit in regards to their kid and custody and things like that, that they had a barrage of their own problems. I've even got a fucking video on my other channel of how you were fucking taking care of this person. A person that I didn't really know as well as you did, but still considered a friend. When that news came out, I made myself not see a problem with it. Even though in the back of my head I kept knowing that something was up with that. That it wasn't a reaction from you like, oh shit, my friend is dead. It's a reaction of, oh shit, I guess I really shouldn't have been such a shitty fucking friend, but here, let me kiss ass to everybody so they don't think I'm a real fucking scumbag, even though they're watching me do the same thing to multiple fucking people. Where I say I'm their best friend, where I say I'm their fucking, their support, but I stab them in the back. I never fucking talked to them. And you had the gall, too, this motherfucker. They had the gall to keep thinking that I wanted to date them. Fucking almost 7 years ago, I asked this person out over a text message when I was working at this bullshit fucking unscary and not very fun haunted house thing back in Vegas for a fucking seasonal job because I needed a gig at the time. And then fucking 7 years later, they still think that, oh yeah, he's got a fucking creepy obsession. Look, I know this might sound kind of rash to some people, but if your boyfriend really ain't doing it for you, then you should have not gotten knocked up with his goddamn kid. Furthermore, you shouldn't run your fucking mouth about me to other people while you're pregnant at my friend's fucking wedding about shit you don't even know anything about and act like you're a better person while drinking, by the way, no less. I think by listening to this video, a lot of you are getting a comprehension of why I moved and why I left. Because when the first time I opened my mouth about things like this is what happened. Everybody fucking got mad, and I figured they would. But I didn't give a fuck anymore. This video is probably going to get watched by a couple of these fuckers. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a fuck. You're scumbags. You're fucking children pretending to be adults, thinking that the most important thing in life is the material possessions that you have. Even so much as thinking that you're an adult because you have a job, because you keep a roof over your head, or you have a car, and your bullshit little responsibilities. Responsibilities are not equal to adulthood because you lack the actual maturity of treating people equally. Since moving, I don't take pills anymore to compensate my problems. Since moving, I don't drink hardly anymore, unless it's a couple of beers at a social event. And even then, I go back to my usual habit of not even being able to finish a beer, like an ass, because I'm not really a drinker. When I was back in Vegas, I started turning into a pill-popping alcoholic. And these motherfuckers were taking advantage of that. As if I wasn't going to realize one day that they were taking advantage of that. That one of these fucking assholes, when I just got done running my mouth about, who said they were my best friend, was going and running her fucking mouth about it, telling everybody in the goddamn world, look at Stevie, he's a fucking alcoholic, and he's had these problems for a while. No shit! Excuse me for getting a little angry here. But no shit! If I'm supposedly your best fucking friend, and you cared, wouldn't it have been in your best interest to get off your fucking lazy dead ass and try to fucking give me some support? No! All you ever did was get more and more fucking disappointed and upset. Because I kept getting more disappointed and upset that you are a terrible fucking friend who's responsible for the suicides of 2 people close to you, and more upset with you because you're so fucking stupid you can't even fucking look at the things you do to people and realize why you would push somebody to do that with your actions. Did you just say, whatever, deal with it, it's your fucking problem? Who the fuck are you to go around and make statements like you make about my fucking life when you said that you had my back, you bitch? And then say he masterminds all this shit talk and all this drama stuff. I don't give a fuck about drama, ironically enough, when I run a channel that's nearly fucking completely infested with it. Nevertheless, I don't, in my personal life, try to give too much of a fuck about drama until it becomes something that really fucking seriously pisses me off. And it pisses me off legitimately that you're a fucking child. That you're asswipe of a boyfriend, when the first time I made statements like this in a video just to get it off my chest, comes to my fucking old Facebook that I hardly ever go on anymore, unless it's just to check my mail from some family that I've added on there years ago. You know, comes up like an attack dog and makes all these fucking slights against me as if I'm not going to fucking stick my foot in his ass the next time I ever see this bastard in person, if I ever see him in person. You're 2 fucking moron assholes. And that's pretty much the best way to describe people like this. And what's really killing me, and the reason I started off the video the way I started it off, is that it's so fucking hard for me to let so much of this go. It is. The fact that you fuckers believe what it is you believe about me and side with the people that you side with makes me fucking sick. You people support anything. You people believe anything. You can't even sit there and take a look at the situation that you motherfuckers tried spreading about me until the facts fucking came out, and then you realized you were friends with a pathological fucking crazy ass liar. You'd sit there and spread every rumor under the goddamn sun and not even have it occur to you to go, man, I wonder what would make him so fucking freaked out and upset with somebody's behavior towards his life that he would fucking just up and leave. Huh, I wonder. That never even occurred to you. Because you just want to eat the drama up. Anyway, the reason I put all this in here is because it has such an effect on me that even moving, it's been, since getting the fuck out of that snake pit of idiots, fucking people that just use and abuse and lie to everybody in their life, fucking force me to, here's the thing, before I even get into why I even did this in the first place, fucking make me lie to my family about shit. Lie to my grandma and grandpa, for God's sake. People that have been like the only definition of what a parent is. The only parents that I've had a mom and dad, but not in the sense that a lot of you guys probably do, but I'm sure with the eclectic audience that I get, you understand. Well, maybe there's a lot of people out there who have had mothers and fathers but weren't raised by them. And that's, you know, that's my story. I got to visit my parents, and I got to know that they were my mom and dad, but I didn't get to know them the way other people do. But anyway, my grandparents are like the only parents in that sense that I've had. To fucking make me lie to them, to have your bitch ass come into my fucking house and stress out my family until my aunt has to come over, of all people, and get you the fuck out of my fucking house. Unless it's somebody completely different. But this is the kind of shit they'll side with. When they start saying, oh, you know, he did this to me. You should fucking believe it. It's not like I was 100% in control of what I was doing. It's not like ever since I met this motherfucker I knew what I wanted. and now I'm mad that he figured it out, and mad that other people figured out that I was lying so that I could get money out of somebody because he was dumb enough to, and I was dumb enough to tell this motherfucker that I'm eventually probably going to get a lot of money because my family has set aside an inheritance for me. And I'm not going to be one of those assholes who sits there and wastes it on somebody and flushes a lot of money down the toilet. And I've debated whether or not I even want to collect the inheritance in the first place because I'm not one of those people who thinks that they always deserve a safety net that no one else has. I collect a lot of stupid things like comic books and stuff with the money I earn. I'm not going to sit on my ass like this motherfucker and take handouts from everybody. Sit there and fucking let their mom buy them everything and say, I earned everything. Well, I mean, I had my mother buy it for me, and then I'm just going to pay her back the rest of my fucking life. That's not earning shit. That's a handout that isn't exactly a handout, but it's a handout. I hear you, phone. As you vibrate and interrupt my video. I mean, God, saturated with people like this. And I throw that in there because of all this crap. It's just hard to let go of. Because it drove me fucking nuts. I mean, the videos that came out were a byproduct of that. Driving my bipolar disorder fucking nuts. When I had these freakouts in fucking Tiny Chat where I'm fucking losing my damn mind. These long diatribical posts on Facebook that are cryptic as shit. Where I'm losing my fucking mind. All because of people who can't stop pushing me over the edge and then going so far as to say, well, we're your friends, we're here for you. You're not fucking friends. You're fucking vicious, terrible human beings. Every goddamn one of you. You don't even know how to be friends with anybody except other shitbags like yourselves. No wonder you go to these fucking stupid dank-ass clubs to go hang around and fucking dramatize with everybody else. And think that's a good fucking time. Fuck, no wonder, you're all loaded in groups of people who pass around each other's fucking partners to each other and shit. Trying to get me to do a fucking multiple partner thing as if I'm even in the position mentally right now and emotionally to handle that. It's an unfair thing that I have so many goddamn jealousy problems from having to go through this shit that my girlfriend and I constantly have issues. And we do. I'm stressing her out 24/7. She's going nuts trying to deal with me, going nuts with her job. And here I am getting stressed out and jealous of everybody she introduces me to because I've always had to be jealous in the past. Another thing that's really hard to let go is I've always had to be jealous of people. A lot of relationships that I've had, the people were so fucking used to fucking around on you and looking for their next viable option that they just make cheating on you a normal part of a relationship. And man, does that fuck you up. Oh my God, does that shit fuck you up. Especially considering that one of them was encouraged to do such a thing to me by the same motherfucker who I said was my best friend for like 7 fucking years, who then goes around and bitches to other people about doing this, saying, well, it's not anything that he's unused to. And then the same fucking person who gets mad that I'm mad that they would do something that fucking insane. Because they weren't fucking ready to handle it coming back to me and me finding out about it. Because I guess they just couldn't comprehend that I'd go back at a later date when things died down and ask this person from my past exactly why they would do that to me. Because I just wanted that closure. A lot of people in the past, they couldn't handle my emotional problems, and I'm totally fine with that. I understand that. I'm a fucking bundle of shit to handle. Anyway. See, the first time I tried to record this, The cat, that's why the door's closed, came in here and just sat on my lap and interrupted the video. Now I've got my phone interrupting it, and now I'm interrupting my own video. You see, the problem with these things is they surmount so much into your life. They build up, and you start to have a negative purview of the world, and you start to think that everything is the same, and it's hard for you to let that go. And one thing that Becky and I have been trying to work on is helping me let a lot of that go, but it's not an overnight thing. And I'm learning how hard it is, because you get used to people being shit. You get used to them being fucking irritating, annoying assholes who never had your best interest at mind, never wanted to actually be a good partner to you. They just wanted their own safety and their own comfort, and they don't understand that it has to go both ways. Not just for relationships, but for friendships. And the fucked up part is, while I'm coming off a lot of this stress, I mean, shit, I was ready to just put myself in a fucking mental ward for a bit just to get away from it before I moved. I'm not even fucking around here. You know, now that I'm coming off of a lot of it, it's frustrating because I'm finding out now just how shitty a lot of these bastards were. Especially this one fat fuck who would like to sit in between groups of people and pretend, you know, he's your friend while being the fucking messenger for bullshit. You see, you want to let it go, but you want to lash out at the same time. You want to just get it out of your system, but then you're afraid to get it out of your system because people like this operate by letting people live under fear. And it's irritating. I don't live under fear, and yet people have made me live under fear. I've never, ever, in my life before all this bullshit happened, wanted to be subservient to another human being. I'll be courteous, and I'll be gracious and nice to a person. I'll be cordial with a person if that needs be. But I'm not going to sit there and be somebody's fucking bitch because they think they had something over me. And I'm not going to sit there and keep motherfuckers in my fucking life who are backstabbing, two-faced, cocksucking assholes who say they're my friends and then do everything, in the world to prove that they aren't. And then say, quit your bitching. Hey, fuckers, quit your bitching and pissing and fucking moaning and whining about every goddamn tiny little fucking incoherent, fucking inconsequential bullshit thing in your lives then. Oh, woe is me, this chick at work and all this other bullshit, fuck blah 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 blah. That's in fucking consequential bullshit. It's insignificant. Don't get mad at me when you literally fuck me over. Fuck me over. Worse than I think I've ever seen anyone get fucked over by groups of friends before. Lying about pregnancies and shit. Finding out that there were a bunch of bullshit lies told to you. Finding out that your fucking little newfound friend was a pathological fucking liar. And then you feel like shit about buying all that goddamn nonsense. But then you don't even have the balls to apologize for it. You just go on with your fucking life and say, well, it's fucked up. We wrecked his life for a bit there. As you can see, it's hard to let a lot of this stuff go. And what I'm getting at is that I wish there was more than I could do than just, I don't know, just always letting off steam perpetually. Because it's frustrating. It's causing Becky and I to get into arguments again, and it's understandable. Because it's frustrating to deal with this. And I see things from her perspective. When we get into arguments, I mean, she doesn't think that I see things from her perspective, but I do. Trying to convince another person that is a lot easier said than actually done in practice. Trying to get somebody to believe that, yeah, look, I do see things your way. No, because it's not easy to do, because then they'll just flip around and say, no, you don't, and then what do you say to that? I mean, there's not much to say to that than, okay, dear. But I do. I see things from her perspective. I can put myself in her shoes and go, yes, dealing with somebody who's obsessing over these things because he's afraid of what might happen if he lets them go. It's shit. It's irritating. It's mind-numbing to deal with. And I can only imagine how she must feel on the inside. I can identify with her perspective, and I can imagine how it feels, but to know it, to feel it yourself, that's a different thing. And it's just really shitty that I inadvertently treat someone that I love like crap because of shit other people have done, and the psychological effect that it has had on me. I mean, I'm jealous of everybody she introduces me to, even though I fucking know there's nothing to worry about because of all my shitty fucking relationships in the past where I had to actually be cautious of the people that they would introduce me to because it was obvious something was going on. And it was obvious that even though they said they loved you, you were a one-night stand. Well, either that or a 2.5-year stand where you get attached and then you get your heart ripped out of your fucking chest, and then society tells you, deal with it, you're a fucking man. Only women are entitled to feel depressed. You should be okay with this. You're a dude. Guys don't feel things like this. Yeah, fuck that shit. To anybody that spreads that bullshit around, fuck you. We feel shit as men. It hurts. We can get our hearts broken too. And it fucking sucks dick. Especially with the pressure of societal norms and all this other stuff. All these new invented fucking terminologies that stem from bullshit like Tumblr and crap. To explain that, guys aren't supposed to feel this shit. Fuck you, heartbreak is heartbreak, you cocksucking shitheads. There are times in the past where I had to be jealous of people that were introduced to me as friends because they always had an ulterior motive. When I was in a relationship, I get introduced to people that would usurp my friendship and just go after the person that I was with because they're like, fuck you. Your girlfriend's hot, I want her. And you bump into people like that. I mean, that's normal. Unfortunately, that's normal. Cocksuckers are everywhere. Stupid, idiotic jock dipshits are everywhere. But this is the first relationship I've had in my life where I'm not being abused by a partner emotionally. I'm not being cheated on. I don't have any reason to be jealous. We've had our ups, we've had our downs. We've been through the lying and the manipulation, and we've been through fucking treating each other like shit and keeping secrets from each other. We've been through all that. And what's kicking my ass is that from everything that I've personally been through before her, I inadvertently put her in the category of those people before, and I don't want to keep doing that, and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to let it go from all the stuff in the past. I don't know how to say, fuck these people, let them rot. They're all shitheads. They all like to use and abuse people. I don't know how to let it go. I mean, I do, but I don't. In practice, it's difficult. I mean, I keep calling my family every now and then when I call back home to Vegas to see how my grandparents are doing, just so I can make sure that bullshit isn't hitting my home again. Excuse me. I'm not trying to interrupt. Dealing with a little aftermath because of the stuff that I'm talking about. Because it got us into an argument earlier today. I don't know. You deal with human scum long enough, you start to think that the world is just caked with it. And in certain circumstances it is. Shitty people are everywhere. The good people are saturated amongst that too. unfortunately, in my experience, they kind of become homogenized and just pasteurized into the milk of stupidity. Because, honestly, these types of people aren't the only types of people like this in the world. A lot of people, they ask why I get so angry in these videos, the vlogs that I do. And sometimes they even accuse me of feigning anger. Sometimes I push it a little overboard for the video, but 99% of the time, the things that I talk about really do piss me off because I know there are people in the world really like that. You know, Onision is not, for example, the only fucking person to do the things he does. Repsion is not the only person in the world to do the shitty things that he does that get people pissed off. You know, this fucking Elliot Rodger asshole isn't the only person in the world to do what he does. In this most recent fucking video I did with this Janelle Ambrosia chick, or whatever the fuck her name is. Apparently that's her stripper name, because, yeah, great. A racist fucking stripper who has 2 kids who are also intolerant, closed-minded assholes at the age of 6, because the world has never heard of that before. They're not the only types of people in the world that do these things. And because of that, it infuriates me more that they're in the public eye and they get their 15 minutes in the spotlight, and people who do something good for the world don't. Or in Repsion's case, for example, he has the ability to use his platform to do good things, and instead just keeps doing this shitty, trollish bullshit, and still gets his 15 minutes in the sun. And say, wow, look at that guy. He's doing nothing and helping no one. That shit is really what pisses me off. From my personal experiences of being on the receiving end of motherfuckers like this. Working with somebody who claimed that they were a professional promoter. In reality, all they are is a professional slick fucking Rick. A guy who was good with his words, sold you a great pitch, and then fucking kicked you off at a discount price. Just so they could say you weren't worth all the effort in the end. Because your weaknesses were easy to exploit, to get a hold of and use of your strengths. To that person, God, I wish you weren't like that. I really wish you weren't like that. The reason I started working for you in the first place, or even had an interest in doing it in the first place, was because you have a head full of great ideas. It's just also fucked up with too many fucking manipulations. Because I understand almost why it is even more fucked up. Just wish you weren't like that. And there are times I wish I wasn't like that either. But something in my life drastically needs to fucking change. Where I can just let this shit go. I've stopped taking pills to fucking try to compensate my problems entirely. And that was a process that took a while, but I've got that under control now. For the most part, I don't even drink anymore. I didn't really drink in the first place, so that wasn't really hard to let go of. I'm not really a big alcohol person. Frankly, most beers to me, unless they're, you know, kind of like the Angry Orchid or Orchard or whatever the fuck it's called, where it's flavored. Most beers to me just, they're like Corona. They just taste like piss water. That was my Facebook, not yours. No, I don't drink anymore. I don't hang around shitty people. I finally have good friends. Online and offline. And then I'm in a better environment, health-wise and mentality-wise and emotionally and physically. I'm not living in a fucking shithole desert anymore, going nowhere and doing nothing. It's just, I don't want the people in my life to think that because of my stresses that I'm taking advantage of them or using them to correct all the things that I've been wronged in. And sometimes that's what they get the impression of. I know that's what Becky gets the impression of, and that's not what's going on. And it's hard. I guess in closing, I'd like to say that if the people watching this, if you have people that are like this in your life, that are doing this to you, you get the feeling that they really don't have your best interests in mind, or they're fucking you over, and not somebody who's just, if their personality is that they're just a dick. Well, sometimes people just can't help that. But if they really are making your life miserable by being a part of your life, if they're making you unhappy, if they're just draining your capacity to feel good about yourself, kick them the fuck out of your goddamn life and move forward from there. Just say, fuck ya, I'm done. Because in the end, when things calm down, when you get back to your center, you get back to when things have become comfortable to you again, it is the most freeing experience ever. And I'm trying my hardest to get back to that point again. Because I miss being who I used to be, instead of a person who was told that they had to try to live up to what others expected of them. Because that's bullshit. Anyway, I've got a bunch of other videos to work on today. I've got a lot of stuff that we gathered from last night, because my girlfriend and our friend Patrick and I, we go on ghost hunts every now and then just for shits and giggles. It's pretty cool stuff, actually. It's pretty fun, And I've got a lot of stuff I want to look through from that last night to look at today. So, anyway, until next time, I'm Stevie on the internet. And, well, you're whoever you are. Take care, guys.